was a gang. But that was before we heard the bang bang. And then it started to change. We took the train to the bottom again with the boom boom. It was a horrible sound. And in the gloom we went underground. Now in the room we're jamming the sounds. Go round and round and round. Can't go.
I took care of those raiders for you.
Set your mind at ease. You better relax. Throw yourself a party wherever you're at.
Looking to earn some cash?
Tomorrow you can start finding a way back to civilization. Stay, and have a good time. No need to pay. The pleasure is mine until the train is ready to climb again.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news.
Can't go forward, can't go back. Set your mind at ease, you better relax. So throw yourself a party wherever you're at. Dance your blues apart. Tomorrow you can start finding your way back to civilization. So you can stay and have a good time. No need to pay. The pleasure is mine until the train is ready to climb again. It's ready to climb again.
This week we will be taking on the mod load order and the troubleshooting involved with that, dying a lot, and then eventually taking thicket excavations. On my travels, I eventually come past this lone raider, giving the Abernathy farm some trouble, deal with them appropriately. Then yet again, traveling and finding more feral ghouls, which I unfortunately had to butcher this whole sequence in the edit. It was a super tense, cool moment where I was going around, sneaking around, but nope, there was a radio playing in the background, so copyright says no. A really big thing that I wanted to focus on this week was the mods and the credits affiliated. I will be listing my entire current mod load order in the description. The ones that I wanted to bring specific light to was Vivid All-in-One, just an absolutely amazing texture pack that I'm sure you can see really brings the world to life. Obviously, we've got a ton of background mods that are required to have a lot of these, so just make sure you read the requirements for everything. XYZ, blah blah blah, modding stuff.
What? Who's there?
Wait, something's out there. I knew it.
But yes, read the whole mod load order if you're curious, but some big ones that I wanted to bring attention to was the Sim Settlement 2 mod, which will be heavily featured in this. The realistic headshots, which absolutely changes the game, not only affecting the people, not only affecting the NPCs, but also your own squishy little brain. So you'll find yourself dying a lot quicker. I also have a massive list of weapon mods that I've added in, which again will be fully credited in. If I was to sit here and just list every single weapon mod that I've added, my voice would be here all day. Alright, this is a long enough video as is, so I'm not gonna bore you with that. A big one is enhanced light and VFX. That absolutely changes the tone of 90% of all the environments in this game, like an absolute rework of the entire lighting look and feel. straight up, I don't know if these traders are vanilla or not. Could be the Sim Settlement mod. I don't know. That's how good these mods are.
Sister? Sure. Let me see what you've got.
All right, let her through.
So at this stage, I run past a behemoth, and my god, this was a close call. But another one, Ellie's Armour Compendium. Great little spice up for the world. Just gives, you know, a nice variety of armors for everyone to be wearing, scattered throughout the world. Beyond that, we also have Boston natural surroundings, including landscape and trees, so I've got both of them running. Most of these do require both of the DLC, unfortunately, but that's just kind of the meta of Fallout 4 modding right now. I waited until all the DLC were on sale, so that's what I did. Different thing. I'm rambling now. An extremely important mod. We're going to be hearing it very soon, but True Storms Wasteland Edition. My god, what a beautiful mod. It absolutely just brings new life to the weather and the vibe, Your Honor. No, it absolutely changes the weather of the game, and I believe that they use real recordings to achieve this. So we're over here now in Starlight Drive-In, and I'm starting to fix up what should inevitably be a nice living settlement, but I'm not going to start sending people yet, because as soon as you start getting multiple settlements going, shit gets really complicated. So I wanted to take a slower pace with this one, primarily focusing on getting the Sanctuary going, but it's still in the process setting up these little pit stops like this one. God damn, I love base building. I set off into the thick of it and am suddenly jumped by a raider gang.
Over here.
After my encounter with the Rail Raiders, I head straight to Starlight Diner. I previously got the best outcome for this. Having both of these traders here is absolutely game-changing. Then I begin my journey back to Sanctuary, coming to blows with many a fauna along the way. Once I return home, I get to building the base. Did I say earlier how much I love base building and how much the Sim Settlements mod assists with the base building mechanics? Having the ability to allow NPCs to just take a plot of land and continue adapting it, it just gives this whole new level of immersion to your little communities. It's fantastic because you don't have to have your hand on every single element and you can still integrate them perfectly with other custom builds. I do fully intend to continue modding with different building mods in future episodes to, I guess, push these bases in the most aesthetically pleasing direction possible. I also wanted to take this opportunity to specifically credit the Visible Galaxy mod, an absolutely beautiful addition that I would recommend adding to anyone's game. You know, it might not particularly be something that you're after, but I thoroughly enjoy seeing this beautiful display in front of me while I'm tinkering away on my little bases, and then with that mixed with the true weathers as the storms roll in, it's just, it's amazing. I wanted to go out of my way in this episode to specifically shout out as many mods and mod authors as possible, because, you know, the modding community they are the backbone of these communities, and it's very thankless work a lot of the times, and that's something that I've absolutely found in my research on this topic, because I figured in my last episode, no one wants to know my load order. I'm not a professional. But then I realized, oh no, that's part of the problem. I was contributing to the problem, and that's something I want to rectify in this actively. And thank you for everyone who gave feedback on the mods and how I should be doing that, because I absolutely agree. So I head on past the Museum of Freedom to what is my save for the rest of this episode, despite not knowing this at the time. We're getting to the stage where we're going to find this episode is about attempts. Failed attempts. And also the animated Chems mod. I thought that was nice and smooth. But I head on over to Thicket Excavations because I figured now was a great time, story-wise, for this playthrough to head on back. You know, we got on started with it earlier on, and let's head back and do a little third act thingamabob. You know, back when I thought these would be like 10 minutes long. Ha 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 ha. Oh, how things have changed. But what ended up happening is that I cleared this first little group, and I find that there is a problem with the texture packs. At the time, I didn't know what it was, so I continue forward to get some more footage in the attempts to put this out to the community and ask, hey, what am I doing wrong here? But to shed light on this problem, what had happened is that I had unintentionally installed 2 versions of the Vivid texture pack. One being the best, the 3-in-1, the all-in-one, and the other one being some other version. But what was happening, presumably here, is that there was loading conflict. Where, you know, each version was trying to load over each other, and it ended up just shitting the bed. But I wanted to share that in case anyone has encountered that bug. That's how I fixed it. Look through your load order. Look for some redundancies. It's very important because you know you go through these huge sessions of modding out your game, and then you go in, you check it out, and it's more about like, oh shit, all right, time to get this working, and then you don't really think about the redundancies. So you go in and make sure you clean it up. So just yet again, look at Vivid. Vivid all-in-one is just, oh my god. Even at this stage, when I've got a redundant, like, extra version of the texture pack running, everything else other than Thicket Excavations is just working flawlessly and looks absolutely beautiful. I pass by Covenant, none the wiser to the deaths to follow. You could be thinking to yourself, it's strange that I'm telling you this is a dead run. A spoiler, maybe. But I think it adds to the point I'm trying to make here. So, as I'm sure you can see, I thought it would be easier to just continue trekking forward opposed to fixing the texture error, because in the back of my mind, thought, well, I need to get a save in the Boston City, and I figured Hangman's Alley was the perfect approach, not realizing how squishy I am at this stage of the game. So I approach a bridge that I'm all too familiar with, or so I thought. In my hubris, I walk straight into a landmine, barely making it out alive. Something I love about Fallout 4 is what it forces you to do in the early game. At this stage, and I did complain about the early game last time, but that's because it shoehorns you, god damn it, I stand by that. It shoehorns you into a specific event early on, but at this stage of the game, once you've gone past that, once you get over that mound, you now have to find a way to carve a path through the wasteland. And I've found that the best way to do it, especially in survival mode, is to change up every single time. That one didn't work, I'm not going to try that again. And that is something that I learnt progressively over this playthrough. And continuing forward, figuring it was best to avoid super mutants, I pulled this amazing grenade throw. Full of confidence, I sneak past these super mutants, but decide to take a pot shot. Noticing that this is heat that I cannot take, I leg it. But I gotta tell you, my soft spot in this game is dog meat. If dog meat gets trapped in a fight, if they get hurt, if they're downed, I gotta turn around. I gotta try and get them. I'm not about to not heal the dog. What do you mean? So naturally, I had to. And this is yet another feature of the forced evolution mod. We've got a little bit of a weird little ragdoll situation there, but I gotta tell you, this was a fun fight when it happened. Oh, I didn't notice that guy getting trapped on the environment until I was, watching the footage, but at the time I was like, what the fuck? So, if the mod author's watching this, the Brainiac works a little bit weird, but it was a scary encounter when I saw it the first time, my god. So now the death is coming up, I want to give you a play-by-play. I get on edge immediately because I'm genuinely jump scared by this robot here. And, thinking that I'd successfully snuck past it. And see here, in this Radroach encounter, you can actually see my over-reliance on that. I cannot land a shot right now. My hands be sweating. I know that I'm in an area of the game that I just shouldn't be fucking with. But despite that, I trudge forward. And here is my major error. I do not clock that bear, that Yao guy, until it is way too late. I go forward to the mass fusion building. Uh-oh. Those are a bunch of gunners. Can't go that way. Okay. Shit. Super mutant. Alright. Let's get it in a good spot. Let's land a headshot on him. And then, bam. Right there, I noticed the bear. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Alright, this isn't good. Let's kill this guy quick. And nah, missed the shot. Dead. Gone. Legendary run. Absolutely cooked. I was so pissed. I immediately just go, nah, I'm out of here. But sometimes this is what you need for these playthroughs. You need to take a day and come back and try again. And that's what I did. I tried to recapture the magic, figuring I should save my better ammunition for later in the run, and it wasn't the same. I, tried and failed to recreate the magic of my last run, and it just, it was a sign. It was a sign from the game that, no, you've got to try something different. You absolutely have to find a different way. So I did. But something I did start doing during this run, as I started relying less on VATS as a way to land shots and a way to strategize, using it to scope out my location, kind of developing a bit of a different playstyle. It's at this point I realized Thicket Excavations is back on the menu. You see, I actually fixed the texture error in between playthroughs. And this is the ultimate point I'm trying to get to. I want to show the truest form of my Fallout experience. And it really is a process of trial and error. It's sometimes frustrating, but man is it satisfying when it all falls into place and you hit that flow state.
Just chill out, asshole.
Straight, rookie. Hell no! mistake, last mistake.
But as I loot the site, we close out this episode of modded survival Fallout 4. Please do let me know what you thought in the comments. This style is ever evolving and I would love for you to be a part of it. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a lovely night. Or day. Hope you have a lovely day too. Sure, why not? Also, sorry about the cursor and VATS. Didn't realize until way after I shot this that that was a thing, but